and I put together some of Trump's latest cognitive beauties from the last 10 days. He said you need an ID to buy bread.
Huh?
Has anyone shown ID to get Wonder Bread lately? He said that he ran against Obama in 2016. He ran against Hillary Clinton. He warned that Biden will get us into World War II, which I'm pretty sure we already fought and won. And yesterday, he confused Jeb Bush and George W. Bush and said that Jeb got us involved in the Middle East. And then, of course, there are his authoritarian posts on Truth Social calling for the chair of the Joint Chiefs of Staff to be executed and saying that he's going to investigate media companies that he doesn't like. You know, and can you imagine if Biden said, you know what, I'm going to look into that Fox News. They don't seem to like me over there.
Hey, yo, Trump supporters, you listening? I want you all to just answer this question for me. Just before we get into the groundbreaking news that was just announced not even an hour ago, I want to just ask a couple of questions. How come every time someone criticizes Trump about something, you call them a leftist? You call them a Democrat? Well, I'm not a leftist. I'm not a Democrat. But I can clearly see that Trump is incompetent. I can clearly see that Trump is guilty of a lot of things. I'm not even talking about criminally. I'm just saying as far as his conduct and a lot of other things. Like we can go a whole host of other things. Another question. How come every time Biden does something wrong where he mispronouncing words or he seems to be shaking the air or he doesn't know what he's doing, he's too old, this, that, and the third. Many things I would agree with. But how come when Trump does a lot of these same things, you don't talk about it? You don't call him out. Trump said that he beat Barack Obama in an election. Didn't do it. Didn't happen. Never happened.
Brian, it's all coming through Iran, and Obama he doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to he doesn't even mention them in his statements. It's all coming through Iran.
Well, you mean President Biden. So, but right now.
I also mean Obama.
What do you mean?
I mean Obama and Biden, but Obama is Biden's boss, in case you didn't really know that.
As you know, crooked Joe Biden and the radical left thugs who have weaponized law enforcement to arrest their leading political opponent, and leading by a lot, including Obama. I'll tell you what, you take a look at Obama and take a look at some of the things that he's done. This is the same thing. The country is very divided.
Psychologist. So, yeah, I probably struggle with psychology.
He referred to World War II as if it never happened.
We have a man who is totally corrupt and the worst president in the history of our country, who is cognitively impaired, in no condition to lead, and is now in charge of dealing with Russia and possible nuclear war. Just think of it. We would be in World War II very quickly.
Huh? Trump on a regular is mumbling and saying things that does not make any sense. Remember the time he got off the plane and walked completely past his truck and was walking off into the distance and then turned around? But you won't talk about that because it doesn't fit the narrative. How come you can't be consistent? Because you people are hypnotized by politics. If somebody you're supporting is wrong or does something wrong, you can't call them out because you support them and you like them better than the opposing side. But I'm going on a rant. I'm curious as to what you all are going to say to this. Sidney Powell, former attorney, lawyer for the one and only former president of the country, Donald Trump, just pleaded guilty. Not only pleaded guilty, not only agreed to write an apology letter, but this woman literally agreed to testify that her and Donald Trump conspired to overturn part of the election.
A supporter of former President Trump pleaded guilty today to interfering with Georgia's 2020 election. Lawyer Sidney Powell accepted a plea deal from Fulton County prosecutors a day before her racketeering trial was set to begin. Prosecutors say she knowingly pushed false conspiracy theories against Georgia election officials. She also helped Trump's campaign by illegally breaching election data in rural Coffee County. Powell will serve 6 years probation, pay a $6,000 fine, and write an apology letter. She's also agreed to testify against others in the case. More than a dozen people still face trial in the election fraud case, including Mr. Trump and former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
Are you kidding me? And let me guess, Let me guess. You're going to come up with something and say that, you know, she's making it up, or it's crazy to me that even the people that used to be on Trump's side, that was on Trump's team, that represented Trump, you'll even deny what they're saying about Trump in order to protect the great white hope.
What do you think of the great white hope?
What's that?
President Trump.
They're calling Donald Trump the great white hope, and I was wondering, why is that? Why are you guys calling Donald Trump the great white hope?
Well, several reasons, Bobby. Number one, he is white. Number two, he's of love. He loved what's right. He loved the country. And number three, he's not afraid to deal with the devil.
And then I saw this comment under this video that said, breaking attorney-client confidentiality, not a good look for an attorney. She can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned. First of all, being part of a criminal conspiracy isn't a good look for an attorney. How come you're not talking about that part? You're willing to ignore the very things that she's saying that Trump is guilty of doing, which is not only, you know, unconstitutional, but it's against democracy. You're willing to ignore that just to focus on what she's doing wrong in the process? What are we talking about here? Trump is this much closer to being found guilty. And I want to look at a lot of you diehard occult members, diehard Trump supporters. I want to see what you all look like once this man is found guilty for some of these things. I'm just going to sit there and just look at y'all like, man, hop in the comment section. Give me your thoughts on this situation. What do you think about Donald Trump? What do you think about the election? What do you think about the presidential run for 2024? Give me your thoughts below, man. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell. I really appreciate it, man. Until next time. Peace.
Oh, yeah. Diddy got a podcast.